Quasi here, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to prevent shifting to negative lifelines where things don't go your way. Before I begin this video, I want to quickly announce that I'm doing a free giveaway of my book, Life Mastery. If you want to win this book in the ebook format at the end of the week for free, just comment Life Mastery down below, and we're going to pick one winner at the end of the week to get this book completely free. And it's around $12 on Amazon, but you can get this for completely free if you just comment Life Mastery down below. Also, I'm super excited to announce that the free one-to-one consult for the Reality Mastery program is still open, so just wait till the end of the video for the announcement on that. And with that, let's get started with this video. So in this video, I want to talk to you about an esoteric concept of negative lifelines, whatever that means, and how you can prevent from shifting to it. And we've all been doing this unconsciously, and I myself have dealt with this a lot in my life. And so I want to really talk about this because I've noticed that everything started going well once I started noticing this and I started doing completely opposite to that. So really, what a negative lifeline is a concept taken out of a book called Reality Transurfing. If you don't know what that is, definitely check that out. It's a book by a Russian quantum physicist called Vadim Zeland, who turned into an esoteric teacher of metaphysical concepts after a series of epiphanies that he had. Essentially, in this book, he talks about different lifelines. So there is a lifeline which is positive, quote unquote, because it contains the ideal, the goal that you have and the final destination you want to get to. And there's a lifeline that's negative, that doesn't contain the final destination that you want to get to. It's an unfortuitous event or something that doesn't really benefit you and your goals. So with that, there's a way to shift into different lifelines and different parallel realities, if you will. So you can shift into a one that actually benefits you versus one that just doesn't benefit you at all. So in understanding that, we want to know how we can shift to these lifelines. And now this brings me to the concept of inner intention and outer intention. And if you don't know what that is, definitely click up here to understand the differences between the two. But in this book, Vadim Zeland detailedly talks about this concept. Essentially, what inner intention is your personal intention. It's what you do to influence your reality. It's your resoluteness in your decision to act. What outer intention is the most powerful force existent. And it's really the force that made the pyramids move. Like, it's that powerful. So essentially, outer intention is the resoluteness in your decision to have something. So there is complete certainty that you do have something. It's almost like Jesus walking on water. He didn't have a single doubt in his mind that he could walk on water. And as a result, he walked on water. So outer intention is the most powerful force that makes mystical things happen. And we want to start using that little bit of magic in our lives as well. And what activates outer intention is an alignment in your thoughts and your feelings. When there is unity between your mind and your heart, outer intention is born. And when that happens, all these powerful things start to happen. You shift into corresponding lifelines on the charge that your feelings have, aligned with your thoughts. So if you have positive thoughts and positive feelings, you're going to shift to positive lifelines. If you have negative thoughts and negative feelings, you're going to shift to negative lifelines. But in general, every thought and feeling is, well, not feeling, but every thought is neutral. Everything in the universe is neutral. We just apply our own charge to the feelings that we feel. So it's dependent on the intensity, again, as well, on these thoughts and feelings that you have. If you intensify the positive feelings, you're going to shift more and more into positive lifelines. If you intensify the negative feelings, you're going to shift more and more into the negative lifelines. And now, in understanding that, we get to another concept called excess potential and pendulums. And what this is basically as follows. Excess potential is an inhomogeneity created in the field of the universe as a result of you attributing too much meaning on something. When you put too much importance on something, there is an imbalance created because now your importance level is up here, something else's importance level is up here. This is really important. So nature wants to create balance in the value levels. Nature wants always to create balance. When you put a pen up here, it has gravitational potential energy because it's not at the lowest energy state, which will be on the ground. You see what I mean? So the pen wants to go down there because nature wants to bring the pen down there. Just like that, nature wants to bring down the inhomogeneity in your thought energy down here, so it makes events occur. And usually it's events that don't go your way. So nature wants to balance out excess potential that you've created through attributing too much meaning to something. If you want to know more detail what excess potential is, click up here, but for right now, this is appropriate. So excess potential gets you further and further away from your goals because now your intention energy is tied up in overcoming this potential. Next, what I want to talk about is pendulums. And pendulums also come in when you're feeling these negative emotions and you have conflict energy stirred up. Pendulums are external to you. So what happens is a pendulum is something like an energetic structure that feeds off collective like-minded thinking. So when you have sports groups, religious groups, social conditioning, people in society, people in any sort of cultural group, these are all pendulums. The fact that you're watching this video and are subscribed to my channel, if you are, is also a pendulum. But there are destructive pendulums and constructive pendulums. Constructive pendulums are the ones that get you towards your goals. Destructive pendulums are the ones that get you away from your goals. If you want to know in more detail what pendulums are, click up here. Essentially, excess potentials and pendulums are both things that contribute to negativity and get you away from your goals. In general, pendulums, being destructive pendulums, get you away from your goals. Constructive pendulums get you towards your goals. But we will be talking about destructive pendulums that feed off your conflict energy. So now that we understand that we can shift to corresponding lifelines and we have excess potential, sucking our energy, and pendulums also sucking more of our energy, what happens is we have to understand the key that actually makes shifting to negative lifelines, because we want to completely avoid that. What happens is every time we react negatively to a particular situation, an unfavorable circumstance, we shift to a negative lifeline. So on top of that, what's happening is we activate a triple force boomerang when we react negatively to an event. So a negative reaction gives rise to a triple force boomerang, which means, first of all, when you react negatively, excess potential comes in. Nature wants to balance out this excess potential. Second, a pendulum comes in, sees your negative reaction, starts feeding on it, and gives you more situations to feel negative about because it wants to keep feeding on that energy. So pendulums feed off unconsciousness. So let's say you're running late for work and all of a sudden, things start to go wrong. And you're like, well, why do things start to go wrong at the exact time that I'm running late for work? Like now the bus somehow comes in late and the pedestrian in front of you that you're trying to take over, the pedestrian, you step to the left to try to take over the pedestrian steps to the left. You step to the right, the other person steps to the right. What's going on? Like, why is the whole world trying to spite you? It's not that. The pendulum is just taking advantage of that person's unconscious state because the person in front of you is not consciously doing this. They're just unconsciously doing this. They're just as unconscious as you are when you're reacting negatively to these events. So the more conflict energy the pendulum gets out of you, the better for it, and the more it can feed itself and grow stronger and stronger through this conflict energy. So excess potential comes in, and nature wants to balance this out. Pendulums come in, they want to feed themselves and grow stronger. And finally, what happens is because of the alignment in your heart and your mind about this negative, when you have this negative reaction, you just feel shitty. You're like, crap. The thing that I didn't want happened. And then your thoughts are like, bad thoughts. And then your feelings are like, oh shit. And there's alignment because this feeling is very intense. And as a result of that intense feeling, you shift. You activate outer intention and you shift into corresponding negative lifelines. So that is the triple force boomerang that kills you when you're on the path to achieving success in your goals and whatever it is that you want in your life. That's why the one key is to completely avoid reacting negatively to any situation. And this is so important because once I stopped reacting negatively to a situation, my life completely changed. You just begin to ignore situations that don't fit the script that you are trying to create in your life. So the key is to become conscious at the very moment you have an unfavorable circumstance. You become conscious and you just ignore it. You just observe it and let it pass. Remember, neutral attention has no power to create reality. Positive attention, negative attention have powers to create reality by the very virtue of aligning your heart and your mind together in rich feeling. Now, it's difficult for people to shift onto positive lifelines because the intensity of the feeling is not strong enough. And that's why I made a video on riding the wave of fortune. So click up here. And it essentially explains why pessimists are such powerful creators of their negative realities, the realities that they don't want, and why optimists are not as powerful, and how to become a powerful optimist in creating positive realities that you want to experience. So make sure you check that out. But really, to conclude this video, and I'm keeping this short, is to understand that alignment in your mind and your heart causes this shift onto different lifelines. And your feelings and your thoughts create this shift in lifelines. And it's also dependent on the intensity, because your negative reaction is much more powerful than your positive reaction. You react much more negatively than you do positively. You're not like, yes, everything's going my way. If you could do that, you would shift onto the wave of fortune. But you're like, oh shit, nothing's going my way, blah, blah, blah. And then this negative reaction is very strong, and it makes you shift to a corresponding negative lifeline very, very easily. And understanding excess potentials and pendulums makes you realize that, if I react negatively, then an excess potential is built up because of the importance that I put to the event. Second, a negative event happens because the pendulum comes in and tries to feed off this conflict energy. And finally, I shift to a negative lifeline due to the intensity of my thought and feeling energy. And as a result, the triple force boomerang is activated, and you just fully shift onto negative lifelines. So make sure you are waking up. The solution is to just wake up, become conscious at the very moment, and something doesn't go your way. Start doing this, you will completely shift your reality. Just become conscious. You don't want to react negatively. In fact, you don't even want to react at all. You want to respond consciously. Never ever even react. Just become conscious and respond consciously. You can respond to an event, you don't need to react to it. Responding means you can completely choose to ignore it if you want, or you can engage in it if you want, because the choice at the end of the day is yours as a powerful creator of your reality. So with that, I conclude this video, and I sincerely hope this helped. If you like this kind of content, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell if you're new to the channel. And I hope I see your comments. I'm looking forward to seeing your comments in this video and in the next videos that come up, and also engaging with you. If you want to engage with me on a personal level, make sure you join my Facebook group, which is growing very, very large. And we have great members in this community who are contributing great value. So make sure you take advantage of this right now. So just click on the link in the description below, and I hope I see you there. Also, as I mentioned, the Reality Mastery Program is open for enrollment. If you didn't know what the Reality Mastery Program was, it's essentially the most powerful paradigm of manifestation. See, what I found in my personal life was that whenever I shifted into a certain version of myself, I was able to experience that reality that version of myself would experience. When I shifted into the attractive version of myself, I got my dream partner, the exact partner that I've been visualizing being with for years and years. When I shifted into the entrepreneur version of myself, I was able to take my passion full time and do what I love for a living and make the income that I wanted to make. When I shifted into the version of myself that's fit and healthy, I attracted my dream physique, and I got into shape when I thought it was impossible to gain muscle. All of this was possible for me, and I know it's possible for you as well, because I'm helping my clients continually do this in their lives. If you feel like you've been going through some sort of groundhog day every day and it just feels like you're stuck in the same reality over and over, it's time for a shift. So if you're interested, definitely click on the link in the description below to sign up for your free consult to diagnose your current law of attraction practices, to see if you'd be a good fit for identity shifting and see how you could implement it into your life right now. And I hope I see you there. So make sure you click on the link in the description below to sign up for this free consult while it's still available, and I'll see you next time. Peace.